You're welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. Many thanks for staying tuned. Chidebere Ezeani joins us on the show now to continue discussion on Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer. We're going to talk about Serena Williams as well. So it's going to be very interesting, I take, on why Serena was named Sportswoman of the Year despite playing just 2 tournaments, the all of 2017.
One is beefing.
Chidebere, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming again.
It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. I mean, your first reaction when you found that Serena Williams was named Sportswoman of the Year in 2017?
I was surprised, but then I got over it very quickly. Because she's Serena Williams. She's achieved a lot. Won a Grand Slam, first tournament of the year, pregnant. She would have eventually gone on to win a lot of it, maybe if she wasn't pregnant. So I think her pregnancy probably did not play a lot of role. But then if you find, if you look at the fact that some of the ladies on the list, as much as they have done some good things, were on at the same par with what Serena Williams had achieved in the year. So you can see why she won it. Casper Semenya, she's been winning over the years, and Felix, same. And you have to also consider the fact that she's playing a group sport, so it's not all down to her effort.
Alison, right?
Alison Felix. So for me, I think Gabi Muguruza quite inconsistent in the year. She won. She won. She won the Wimbledon, but then it was all.
Then reached world number 1.
Yeah,
she didn't maintain it. So
world number 1 last year.
Ended 2017 as world number 1.
She ended 2017 as world number 1, but she got there probably 2 weeks before the end of the year. So you have to also put that into consideration. Last year, Svitolina, Halep, they all got to world number 1. So you have to consider the fact that we were all out there in
talking about one because she wasn't the only one that was world number 1 in 2017.
They didn't really stand out. Yeah, exactly. So you can understand why she won it. And of course, her name is Serena Williams.
Okay, exactly.
Okay, now let's talk about Russia now. I mean,
let's talk about
the World Cup. What's happening there? I mean, we understand that a whole lot of plenary sections going on. You know, with the organizers. Started yesterday with the organizers, of course, of sport journalists, team.
All the
coaches,
teams.
all the teams and all the right there. But the organizers are saying that they just want to have a perfect World Cup. And they're sure that, well, Russia can give that. Knowing that during the plenary session, they actually, talked about the fact that some venues are still not ready. But despite that, they know that they will be ready for it. Let's listen to them now.
FIFA, the NOC, and Russian authorities have been working hard to ensure that the participating teams are treated to the highest level of infrastructure and services. This is an important moment for you to familiarize yourself with the result of this hard work and with what expects you in the few months to come here in Russia.
It is our task to make your transportation seamless. It is our task to organize everything perfectly for you, and we'll make sure that it's going to be done. Regional authorities are waiting for you in your team-based camps. They're eager to receive you. They're excited to see some of the best players of the world. We still have to brush up certain things, but I can assure you that everything will be ready in a few weeks, and you can be a judge of that.
We'll wait and see June. That's when it is starting. June 14th.
June 14th. I mean, it's just around the corner. Just about 105-6 days to go to the World Cup. Really, really close. And they're talking about a perfect World Cup. To you, obviously, I don't think there's anything perfect. There's no perfect tournament or event, but for you, what would you consider a perfect World Cup?
I think they will have to improve on Rio, which a lot had to do with transportation. Moving around was a little bit of an issue. You had teams coming in late because there was a lot of people on the road and the buses couldn't come in. So I think that is part of where they need to do their work. Make sure that transportation is seamless. And of course, the fans is part of the control of the fans can also be an issue. So it's part of security. It's definitely part of what they should be improving on. So for me, I think I believe it's doable. They have the stadia. It's now left for them to work on, some of those things.
Yeah, good you mentioned the stadiums. Cecilia, we saw 4 during the Confederations Cup. They're ready, but the others are still under construction. That's about 7 more, 8 more to go, still under construction. And I know it's just a few months to the World Cup, but the organizers insist everything will be ready for that tournament. Are you in any way worried that perhaps we might get to the World Cup with a few of those venues still being worked on?
Maybe not in the perfect state that some of the ready ones are already in, but I believe they will be durable. They should be able to. They still have a couple of months to go, so I believe when they say they can do it, construction, of course, is all on schedule. And I believe they can come through on that one.
Of course, because especially Sochi 2014, yeah, is what they did there. So I think Russia
expecting another
blockbuster,
ninth wonder of the world.
Of course, it's going to happen. Trust Russia. All right. Now let's talk about Team Nigeria. I mean, Rohr, was he up to this time around talking about the fact that for Nigeria, it's going to be very difficult for us to win the World Cup. I mean, if you ask a coach and he tells you that, that you just have to, think twice before start giving the Super Eagles that target of winning the World Cup.
When you want to dream and you have the right to dream, you can say that we can win. Everybody can win. But if you are realistic, we are number 52 in FIFA ranking. It would be a wonderful surprise if Nigeria could come already until the quarter or semi-final and to the final. But let's dream and let's hope to do the best. We have seen a good Cham team already in Morocco going to the final. It was a big surprise, but it was not the same level. But in the World Cup, we have in our group teams who are number 4 in the world, number 8, number 14, and we are number 52. So we have to be realistic, and to say it will be very difficult.
Yeah, that's the way it is. I mean, he was just being plain and simple. It's going to be a difficult task.
Honesty is the best policy. He has to be honest.
Of this kind of honesty, though.
I think it relieves the players of any kind of pressure. Because you know Nigerians, we love to win. We love to be in the headlines. And if we start as fans start talking about the fact that we can win the World Cup, it puts a lot of pressure on the boys. They look at 100 and something million Nigerians and they're like, we don't want to disappoint them. And all that. So I think what the manager has done is try to take away the pressure from the players and as well be as realistic as possible, because really, if you think about it, he's been truthful. You have people who are ranked higher than Nigeria, and come on. It's only fair that it's until we get to probably the quarterfinal stage that you can now start speculating on a possibility of winning the title.
Interesting.
I love that.
Yeah. I mean, talk about winning the World Cup. I mean, if you want to win the World Cup, it's very important you have a fantastic goalkeeper.
Yeah,
if you go through the list of the champions, in recent past, at the last World Cup in Brazil, was Germany. Manuel Neuer is arguably the best in the world. Yeah, he's been injured for a while now, but he's still one of the best in the world. Nigeria, there seems to be a situation. As it is right now, the #1 choice, Carl Ikeme, is still on the mend, right? So he's virtually ruled out of the World Cup. He's not even thinking about football right now. He's just trying to, get really fit. There's Akwe Daniel, there's Ikechukwu Zenwa, and there's a young man in
Francis Uzoho.
Yeah, that's Francis Uzoho. So it looks like it all boils down to these 3 choices, and Rohr will have to make that decision on who starts in goal for Nigeria. And for the people I have, Cecilia, come on. I mean, he's in the picture.
Just being mean.
He's in the picture. But what I'm trying to say is the goalkeeping situation, there seems to be a situation, and it's a very, very crucial position, and that might go a long way in determining how far Nigeria goes at this World Cup. Before I get your reaction on that one, the coach himself, the man who's going to be responsible for choosing the #1 in Russia, Rohr, has a few things to say about the situation.
We have good goalkeepers. What is unfortunately the problem is the sickness of Karlik Peme. He will not be fit, I think, for the World Cup. But I hope that he will be fit to make the kick-off in our friendly on the 2nd of June in London. And he will be with us because he brought us on the right way for the World Cup. In the first game in Zambia, if you remember, it was fantastic. And he brought us with this victory on the right way. So we are working very much on the goalkeeper question. We found a local player, Zenwa, who did very well. Actually, he's injured, but he's working very much with our medical staff to become fit again. We have a young goalkeeper who did very well in second half in Argentina, against Argentina. This one actually is trained by our goalkeeper assistant, Enrico Pionetti, in La Coruña to see how he's working, if he's fit, and he's playing in the second team of La Coruña, so we know what he's doing. We have still Akpei, we have still Dele Alampasu, we have still the possibility to have a look on everybody, but they have to play. A goalkeeper who's not playing cannot play in national team.
Right. If you're not playing, you can get to play for Nigeria at the 2018 FIFA World Cup. That's the message from Rohr this morning. And Chidiebere, you listen to all the names he's mentioned. From all those names, who would be your own choice to be in goal?
I think that would be difficult to...
it's a difficult question. What's difficult about that?
The goalkeepers, they seem to be either at the same par or some of them are a little bit lesser than the rest.
Right.
If you go by probably club playing more matches, I think Daniel Akpei probably has played more matches than the rest of them. So it's not even like in the first 3 that the coach mentioned. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I believe at the end of the day, boil down to the coach. I think 2 or 3 days ago, we saw a picture of the Nigerian goalkeepers coach training with Francis Uzoho.
Right.
Maybe they're trying to build on the youth. You know, the guy, he has the presence.
Yes.
We saw against Argentina. He's also very vocal, and those are the kind of things you want for your goalkeeper. So with a little bit more work on his goalkeeping skills, I believe probably they're looking at him as the #1 choice.
Really?
I just feel you don't send
saying it, right?
That's what the press is saying. I don't believe you send your goalkeeper's coach to Spain.
Wow.
To someone that you don't expect.
Or maybe he just want to have a backup because, I mean, maybe Ikechukwu might just be the one, but he needs to have a backup for Ikechukwu. That's it. As good as him. I mean, just have 2 goalkeepers you can actually, you know, rely on. See what happened in Chan. What if we didn't have someone, like you know, as good as Ajiboye? What could have happened?
I actually believe Ajiboye should get a look into this team.
But you saw the names they mentioned. You just mentioned those 3 guys.
Names that were not mentioned. Okay. Dele Alampasu, unfortunately for him, I feel he has deteriorated in time. I believe by now he should have been getting more games with his club. I thought he would get in the look in ahead of Francis Uzoho, but it didn't look like that for him. What we should all do is just, you know, take a chill pill and relax and see how the coach does his business. Because if we start doing all these speculations, it gets in a lot of people's... I would rather have... I'm not 100% confident in Ikechukwu Ezenwa, but I believe he's a good product that has shown himself worthy of the national team. So if he gets the #1 slot, hey, by all means, he's worth it. But if we can get someone better, why not?
Okay, someone better. Who could that be? I don't know.
That's the $1,000,000 question. We can't answer right now.
We can't at all.
No.
Thank God I'm not the coach right now because that's a serious one. We'll go for a break now. We'll come back talking about the bobsled team.